located in Largo, Florida. We've been in business 30 years. We are owned by one owner. He's a veteran, so we're veteran-owned in Largo, Florida. We manufacture all our products here. We do also offer just about every application possible. This is our crew, if you will. This is our manufacturing facility, 60,000 square feet of manufacturing. We are fully automated, and we are also ISO based. What are surges and spikes? Surges can come through many different ways, utility feeds, electrical, telephony, and also cable. Surge spikes are unexpected or temporary, momentary in nature, that can invade any path, if you will, metallic path. And we do protect for overcurrent and voltage and in any electrical circuit. They can damage and degrade and destroy electrical and electronic equipment. We call that the 3Ds, which we'll touch base on. Surge, our most common cause of equipment damage and destruction. What causes surges and spikes? We have external causes and internal causes. External causes, internal causes. For external, we have lightning, which is definitely a direct strike. Nothing can protect on a direct strike. Very catastrophic. We fit nicely here in proximity strikes, where the lightning strikes several miles away and can travel through the ground or aerial transmission lines into your equipment. Utility grid switching. This is the utility companies which they switch the transmission lines from one supply system to another. And then brownouts and blackouts, which are typically a sag in voltage or voltage outage, followed by a surge or a spike. Internal causes, we have inductive loads, switching of on and off of electrical motors inside facility. This can be a number of different pieces of equipment, HVAC, refrigeration, pumps, CNC machines, copiers, and printers. Mechanical failure. These are components of electrical distribution systems failing within the facility, creating spikes and surges. Also, we have human error, which is accidentally inducing AC power on low voltage feeds in an electrical system. Please. What are causes and surges and spikes? We have direct impact into burial cabling. We have impact on utility power lines. And then we have electromagnetic induction into a facility or into a residential and an increase in ground potential. This is our local football team here. This is Raymond James Stadium. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you can see, the direct strike on the stadium, they had to actually halt play at the time. Effects of surges and spikes. This is the 3Ds. Degradation, destruction, and downtime. Degradation is a gradual deterrent of internal circuitry, premature equipment failure, instantaneous loss, destruction, instantaneous loss of expensive equipment, electronics, motors, controllers, and other equipment. And then the worst of all, downtime, loss of productivity and revenue, loss of critical data and information. Surge protection terminology. Maximum continuous operating voltage, also known as MCOV. This is the highest amount of voltage that our surge protection device will allow to pass through continuously. Clamping voltage is described as the voltage level which causes the surge protection device to turn on and start diverting the surge energy away from the connected equipment to ground. Response time is the amount of time it takes for our surge protection device to turn on or react and to start diverting the energy or dissipating the energy to ground. Surge protection components are typically 100 to 1,000 times faster than any available surge energy entering your facility. Let-through voltage is the sum of the effective clamping voltage minus the volt peak service voltage. Surge protection UL scopes. The UL 1449 4th edition surge protection is listed for our electrical surge protection devices that are 120 volt and higher. And they are also specified in standard on a 50 to 60 hertz power circuit, not exceeding 1,000 volts. There's three classifications. There's a type 1. This is a line side protection. This is a permanently connected SPD surge protection device intended for installation between the secondary of the service transformer and the line side of the service equipment over current device, as well as the load side. So a type 1 can be used line or load, and it's intended to be installed without any external overcurrent device. Type 2 is a load side protector. So it's a permanently connected SPD on the load side of the service equipment over current device or a circuit breaker. Type 3 is point of utilization or point of use, installed at a minimum conductor length of 10 meters or 30 feet from the electrical service panel to the point of utilization. For example, a cord-connected device, direct plug-in, receptacle type, and SPDs installed at the utilization equipment being protected. Surge protection UL scopes. UL 497, it was a listing for primary protectors for communication circuits. These cover protectors for paired conductor communication circuits to be used in accordance with Article 800 of the NEC NFPA 70. UL 497A is secondary protection for communication lines. These requirements cover secondary protectors for use in single or multiple pair type communication circuits that are intended to be installed in accordance with Article 800 of the NEC code. And UL 497B is isolated loop circuit protectors. These requirements cover protectors for data communications and fire alarm circuits. How a surge protector works. The surge comes into the circuit. We have our device, which is in line with the equipment we're protecting. Basically what happens is the initial surge comes in. The surge device clamps, shunting the surge to ground, allowing the nominal safe voltage to pass to the equipment. So our surge protection devices are not a one-time blow, if you will. They do protect multiple times. They are self-restoring, self-resetting passive devices. And DITEK manufactures a complete line of surge protection products to meet just about any need of any target market. IP video, CCTV systems including analog, video, fire alarm systems, networking, voice communications, access control and intrusion systems, and of course commercial, industrial, and residential AC power. So we do a lot of low voltage and high voltage surge protection. IP video surge protection. Here we're showing you in indoor, interior, and external protection. So if you do have remote cameras located at a remote location and you want to protect the camera as well as the head-end equipment, then we want to put surge protection on both ends of the run. At the remote location for your IP cameras, we do have devices of PoE, MRJPOE, or MRJPOES. The S is the shielded RJ45 connector. All 8 pins are protected with a single point ground. We also offer a PVP IPS, which is a shielded connected RJ45 connector. And we do offer external power pairs for accessory and external power, 12 or 24 volt. And then we offer a complete NEMA 4X enclosure with liquid tight cord grips, which is the MRJPOEX. These are typically located in very harsh weather locations. It does have a shielded connectors on there internally with a replaceable board if need be. Very easy to replace, by the way. On the side where we're coming interior into the building to protect the switches or the servers, we do have a number of options to offer. Our Versa module, which we'll get into later on down the line, and then our rack mount devices that we offer in a 12-port, 16, and a 24. We also offer a 12-port for straight Ethernet network, non-PoE. We also feature down there the RMAC12, which is an electrical surge protector with 12 120-volt, 15-amp outlets. And then we do have a UPS series as well for online double conversion technology, rack or tower installed. Here's a fairly new line we've created here at DITEK. It's our RMNETS Series. We offer it, like I mentioned, a 24, a 16, and a 12 port with rapid replacement modules, all shielded, all 8 pins protected. The nice thing here, it is 10 gigabit rated for PoE plus, high PoE, so high wattage applications we fit very nicely with. And on the bottom lower right, we offer the replacement modules, which is very easy and simple to replace if need be. Remember, it is self-restoring, self-resetting. We offer the nets for PoE or Ethernet applications. And then we offer the EXTMS, which is a shielded extender type protector if you're looking to protect those extenders for long power runs.
If a surge module ever needs to be replaced, it is just as simple as opening up the bezel from underneath and from the top, and then you just simply slide the unit out, disconnect your circuit, and then replace it with a new one.
So you can see how easy it is to replace those modules. You actually don't even need a screwdriver. We've actually done it with coins, such as nickels or dimes, to pop those out. Here is a new device that we have just introduced. It's the DTK-WM 4 nets. That is a 4-port. We expect this to be a very hot commodity. It is a 4-channel RJ45 shielded, of course. It's a 10 gigabit Ethernet, 20 Ka surge current rating. All of our shielded connected devices are rated at a 20 Ka surge current rating. Very, very robust. And of course, the replacement, as you saw in the video before. The MRJPOEX, which I described earlier, is an ANEMA 4X enclosure, shielded, of course, with the liquid tight cord grips for a harsh environment, 10 gigabit, 20 Ka rated, and does not require a separate earth ground when used with shielded twisted pair cabling at remote locations. This is a simple diagram for a head-end wiring application. We're showing the rack-mountable RM12 PoE here, which is 1U spaced. The input patch cords coming from the remote locations, if you will, where the devices are at or where the IP camera is coming from. It comes in unprotected into the individual ports, and then it passes through the device protected to the PoE switch or server or NVR. Here, it's very critical. Just about every piece of equipment we make, we need to have at least an output patch cord or conductor to the equipment of 3 foot minimum length. It can be longer, but you do need that 3 foot whip, if you will, so that the device can basically react or give it the response time to open a path to ground. Also on that RM12 PoE, we show you up in the upper left-hand corner utilizing a ground wire, which needs to be ground, and it should always be grounded to the same common ground as the equipment you're protecting. So we don't run into any type of ground loop or differential in ground potential, so we keep the grounds common. Here's the the MRJPOEX internal wiring diagram that we show with the liquid tight fittings on there. Comes in unprotected, or the field wiring, unprotected to the first port, and then travels over to the equipment protected. Again, this is a shielded device, so if you run in shielded cable, you do not need to reference ground. Otherwise, if it's non-shielded, you can still use the device because we do give you the option of using the ground screw up there for internal earth ground. HD analog and video surge protection. So other than the IP, which seems to be more popular now, we do have analog application, and again we have interior and external protection. On the exterior for 10-tilt zoom cameras and also fixed cameras, we offer a DP4P, which is a outdoor PTZ camera protection device. This offers the BNC in and out with a very low clamp of 2.8 volts. It also offers 2 pairs for data and a low volt power for 12 or 24 volt. The fixed camera without the data, it offers the BNC connection as well as low volt power pair for 12 or 24 volt. They're both single point ground. They are compatible with the protocols of HD, TVI, CVI, and AHD. Also, with that, we offer a straight inline IBNC 2.8, which is mounted right there at the housing of the camera. And that device references the shield to dissipate the surge. Also on outdoor HD cameras for SDI, we offer the IBNC HD for SDI applications. At the head-end equipment, we offer, again, the Versa module faceplate in the 12 or 6, that is 2U unit. We do offer an RM16NM, which is 16-channel B and C in and out for individual protection with single-point ground, and also the RM16 POC, which is cabling used for power over coax. We also offer a UPS backup DRP16, which is 16-channel B and C, with a battery backup typically lasting 15 to 20 minutes of backup on that. RMAC12, again, is the 12-outlet, 120-volt, 15-amp rack mount device. And then, of course, our UPS series that we spoke about earlier. Down there in the bottom of the page, you'll see the DTK POC, which matches up with the RM16 POC. That is the single device for the remote location. Here's a camera end wiring that we do. That would be the DP4P, that's for the pan-tilt zoom cameras. It protects the video signal in and out, and as you notice, the unprotected and the protected are all on the same side, whether it be video, data, or power. We offer the 2-pair on that, again, and the low-volt power. At the head-end equipment, the RM16NM, we're offering the product to protect the separate video feeds coming from an analog camera back to your head-end device to protect your DVR. And it is a single-point ground device with 1U spacing. The IBNCHD that we spoke about, it's an inline device that is used at the camera housing. The HD SDI is for HD SDI application only, and what that device does do is it references the surge to the shield of the cable to reference ground. When you're using these inline protectors, it is best, because you're using these at the remote camera location, is to provide protection back at the head end with a ground reference surge protection device, so you can divert the surge from the shield to earth ground at that point. We offer a ground loop isolator. These prevent the video signal distortion caused by video ground loops. Of course, it's connected in series at the DVR. It's the best location. BNC in and out, 75 ohm impedance. It is a hybrid device, and it is also passive, as all of our devices are. Now we move to fire alarm systems, and this is a very critical life protection safety equipment, so you really never want this product to go down, or you don't want your fire panel to go down. Fire alarm code references. It's an NFPA 72, 2013, Chapter 12, Circuits and Pathways. This section is all non-power limited and power limited signaling system circuits entering a building shall be provided with transient surge protection. NFPA 70 is the National Electrical Code, and the Article 760.32 is a non-power limited fire alarm circuit and power limited fire alarm circuits that extend beyond one building and run outdoors shall meet the installation requirements of Parts 2, 3, and 4 of the Article 800, and shall meet the installation requirements in that Part 1 of Article 300. Informational note, an example of a protected device suitable to provide protection is a device tested to the requirements of ANSI UL 497B, which our devices are listed at, for protectors for data communications. We have a new device here. It's called the Deflector. It is the DF120S1. It is a 120 volt, 20 amp device. It does have audible alarm when it is compromised, even though it is self-restoring, self-resetting. It has a rapid replacement module, as you can see in the middle of the base of the device. It does have dry contact for remote notification. And it is a separate enclosures are not required for this device. You can see the mounting holes on the flange. It does take 3/4 MPT rigid or flex conduit, and it is UL listed 4th edition. And it does also have a UL 1283 noise filtering listing through UL for electromechanical interference as well as radio frequency interference. There's another close-up picture of it, and that's it wired in to the circuit. So you can see how easy that is. Audible alarm is going to let you know that the device has failed. It does need replacing. It does have the 3 LED indicators as energized to the circuit, grounded, and a good and a replace light. Fire alarm surge protection. These are the different products that we do offer in a fire alarm circuit. Of course, the 120 volt feed coming in. We offer a product. It's a 120 SRD, which is a series device rated at 20 amp with dry contacts. And then we also offer a parallel device, which is a 120 HW, and this device is in parallel, so it is unlimited current. That will protect your 120 volt feed, as well as the deflector, as we showed earlier. On the communication side, for your phone lines, typically you're going to have 2 phone lines coming into your fire panel. We have 2 methods here. We have a modular device, which is the MRJ31X SCPWP. That is for 1 line. Typically with 2 lines, you're going to need 2 of those devices for that phone line protection. Or you can do a hardwired screw-down terminal-based device, which is a DTK-2MHTP WB, meaning with base, that would protect both pairs of wire with a single point ground. The MRJ31X you would need to make sure that each surge protector has its own ground run. So the hardwired device, you only have to ground once, 2 MRJ31Xs, 1 for each component. If you're not using phone lines and you're using an external antenna for cellular communication, then you can basically use our VSP-N device, which is an N-connected device. And then on the low volt side, we're looking to protect not only the signaling line circuit that typically runs out to other buildings, as well as your indicating device, as well as your post indicator valve circuit, and also your NAC location for your notifying circuits. Here at your SLC, you have 2 choices. You can go with our B series, 2MHLPB, which is a 5 max continuous operating current with base, 2-pair protection. And then also the 2MHLPF, which is perfect for SLC circuits. That is a 2-pair protector that we offer best for that because that module does open instead of shorts. So when you're using multiple, when you have multiple buildings, like a garden-style apartment, where you have multiple buildings in the circuit, your best product there is to use the 2MHLPF. So if that device does ever compromise, even though they are self-restoring, self-resetting, it will open. That way you can find out exactly where that module has compromised, replaced, and you're up and running. Using the 2MHLP B on SLC circuits, I typically would be all right if you're just running between two buildings. But if you're doing multiple buildings, the F is the best one to use because it does open and it's easier to find. If you have multiple buildings with the B series and it shorts to ground, then it's going to be kind of, you have to check all the way along the line to find which module has compromised to replace. On the IDC and the NAC, it's recommended to go with the 2MHLP B series since it runs a little bit hotter on current-wise, so that gives you the max continuous operating current of 5 amps. Parallel versus series, we touch base on the 120HW as well as the 120SRD. That is the two devices featured there. NFPA 70 requirements is on the National Electric Code. Article 285.6 requires all SPDs to be marked with a short circuit current rating, which we call SCCR. This rating must be equal or greater than the available fault current present at the point where the SPD is installed on the system. For example, if the protector is to be installed at a location where the available fault current is 10,000 symmetrical amperes, then the SPD needs to be rated and carry a SCCR of 10 Ka or greater. This rating is derived from actual UL testing. Verify that the SCCR rating of your 120-volt surge protection device equals or exceeds the AIC rating of the circuit breaker feeding the fire alarm panel. On the 120SRD, this is a diagram of how the device is wired in series. It's a 120-volt power feed from that supply circuit into the device, hot, neutral, and ground. And then we continue through the device with a hot, neutral, and ground to the fire panel. Again, remember, to that fire panel, you need that 3-foot loop of conductor length. It's not linear, it is wire distance. On that 120 SRD, we have a single pole double throw form dry contact circuit, rated at 120 volt at a half amp or 500 milliamps. This can be wired either way, normally open, normally closed. What happens is if the 120 SRD does compromise, then the contacts flip, and then energizing the remote status device you have on the other end to let you know that that surge protection has compromised and needs to be replaced. Then we offer the parallel device. We offer it with that, without that lock, or we do offer it with the lock. What that does is it makes it a lockout switch or a lockout kit, if you will, to prevent accidental disconnect of the fire alarm system. Multi-stage versus single stage, the modular device that we spoke on, which is the F or the B series. Two-pair device, you can see that we offer it in multiple voltages. It is 20,000 amps of surge current rating. The highest surge current rating available for a modular type of low-volt surge protector. The components within that device is a gas discharge tube to dissipate some of the energy, and then the SAD, silicone avalanche diode, to take that surge to ground. On a single stage, it's our older legacy product. It's an LVLP series, which we still do offer at a lesser cost. It's a 2,000 amp surge current rating utilizing metal oxide varistors or MOVs. We do offer it in multiple pairing. As you can see, that one there on the fire for the SLC would be the F series. The 2MHLP-F versus the 2MHLP-B. The F, again, has a half amp, 500 milliamp fuse in there, so it will open the circuit when compromised. And then the B series in their modular form will basically compromise short to ground. Both are 2-pair protectors. But we do offer them in multi-base, which we'll touch base on. Here is our TSS series, which we call Total Surge Solution. These are perfect in many low-volt applications, but great for fire protection. On the first one in the upper left is a TSS1. That utilizes the 120 SRD and an NEMA enclosure with a 5 MB multi-base, meaning it's 5 bases conjoined together for a single point ground that protects up to 10 pair. You can basically plug in any value of our modular devices, as well as the phone line protector and the F or B series. The next one over to the right is the TSS2 for smaller applications, utilizing the 120 SRD and the NEMA enclosure, and the 2MB, which it protects up to 4 pair, if you will. As you notice on the TSS1 and the TSS2, we offer the ground bus that gives you a reference to ground. So we ground all our surge protection internally in that box. The only ground that you have to pull in is the one for the 120 SRD. Everything references back to the electrical service ground. Down below the TSS2, we offer the TSS3. That device is typically used at remote locations. It will protect up to 4 pair. It's a single point ground, of course, and that is an NEMA 4X enclosure. That's perfect for SLC circuits from building to building runs. We also offer the TSS4D, which is to the left of that. That is our series device in a NEMA 4X enclosure. And typically water departments, high corrosive atmospheres, environments will utilize that product. Networking and communication surge protection. We have a lot of product here. The Versa module is always going to be a 2U space device. The nice thing about this, we offer it in a 12 rack mount and a 6 wall mount. This protects the faceplate is basically empty at the time that you buy it, so you have to buy the faceplate and then the modules to fit your application. So we offer individual surge protection modules for many different applications, which we'll basically break down in a little while here. Also to the right of that, we offer a 110 punch down device, offered 110 to 110 with shield protection as well in there. We also offer it in a 110 to RJ connection, all 8 pins protected on the RJ side. We offer it for PoE and non-PoE Ethernet network protection. Down below that, we offer the 12-port and the 24-port PoEs, shielded connectors on that with single-point ground. We also offer a straight non-PoE Ethernet network protector up to 12 ports. All of them are shielded connectors and a 1U spaced device. Over to the left is the standalone products for Power over Ethernet, shielded, and Ethernet non-PoE ETHS for networking protection as well with single point ground. Here's a diagram of a network basic diagram where we're bringing in networking devices, if you will, IPOE networks devices from an external location to an internal location where you have your switches or your servers as well as your devices coming off that. And as you can see, each path provides a non-protected path. So if it does get hit by a surge or lightning impulse, it gives it a direct path to both pieces of equipment. And of course, we know that's not a good thing. Here is the same diagram with utilizing surge protection, and we're showing it at both ends of the run. So if you're protecting a dome camera, closed camera, card swipes, keypads, speakers, access points, we use a standalone surge protector for those locations. And then as you come internal, on that circuit coming back to the switches and servers, we show you a rack mount device there to provide protection for those servers and switches and downstream equipment. We offer a UPS supply system here, a rack mount or tower mount. It's an online double conversion technology. We offer it in a 1000 VA, 1500 VA, a 2000 VA, and a 3000 volt amp application. The SIM card and the mounting rails are included on the 1500, the 2000, and the 3000 modules. The VM12RM, which we spoke about, that is a high-performance protector for multiple analog, digital, high-speed data circuits, terminating at the head-end equipment, 2U spaced. And the other one is its counterpart for 6 modules. That's the 6 wall mount faceplate that you terminate at the head end as well. Now here is the different modules that are available for the first module 12RM and the wall mount 6. We do offer a number of modules for all the different protocols that you may be using. We use the VM45 for PoE for PoE circuits. Remember, this is all high wattage as well, so you can do high PoE or PoE plus. We have the VM45 ETH for straight Ethernet connections. You can also use them on RS485. Then also we offer those Versa modules, and they're all 8-pin protected, mind you, all the Versa modules connectors. The VM45 for 12 volt, typically using RS232. We offer them in 24 volt. We offer them in 36 volt, 48 volt, 75 volt for 70 volt speakers. And then we also offer it for telephony with the 130s that protect an analog dialer or ring up voltage for POTS lines in a rack mount method. And then, of course, for the analog style, we offer the B and C connected type device for 1 volt peak-to-peak analog video circuits. For telephony, for phone line, we offer the DTK-S or the SL. The difference there is that the SL offers a LED diagnostics. It fits a 66 block. You can populate it up to 25 pieces. And then you utilize a snap-it ground bar. We call it a DTK-SIGB to terminate each one to that ground bar. It will fit up to 25 of those. Each one protects a pair. And the SLC series, as you can see, we offer it in a 30 volt for digital, if you will, 24 volt digital, 50 volt, typically off-premise extension or OPX lines, a 95 and a 130 volt configuration for telephony, POTS lines, dialer lines. The non-LED S series, we offer it in a 6 and a 14 as well, which is low volt data. They are all UL listed 497B and UL 497A for the telephony or telco applications. Access control surge protection. Here we offer the feed to the access control panel through a 120 volt. You can use a simple plug-in. That is our 8FF there. As you can see, it's 8 outlets for standard plug-in, or it will also do up to 4 transformer type plug-ins. It does have a couple of telco jacks there as well to protect. On the end for your readers, we do offer the power data. We offer the 4LV-LPCR, which is a 4-pair device protecting LED, as well as low volt data in 12 and a 24 volt pair as well. The 3LV-LPX is a standard device we use on Wigan protocol. All the data and power is at 12 to 14 volt, and we're showing it there that you're protecting not only the access control panel but the remote location for the reader as well. On the other end, for mag locks and door strikes, we offer the DTK-ESS. You get 2 per pack, so you're able to protect at the access control panel across the relay, as well as at the door strikes or mag locks. Gate access surge protection. The gate controller. We offer a surge protector for the AC power. Here it says the 120 GP. That is no longer available. It has now, we utilize the 120 HW that we spoke about in our fire applications. If you're using 2 hots, then you can use the 120/240 HW to protect the 2 hots, neutral and ground, to the gate controller motor. Also, excuse me, offer that gate controller motor. If you're running safety and exit loops, we do offer a 2-pair device. That's the modular device again, the 2MHLP5B. And that also can be utilized with a 12 to protect that safety and exit loop. On those 2 MHLPs, we do offer it in several voltages, 5, 12, 24, 36, 48, 75, and of course the telco protector that we spoke about earlier for the 2MHTP for the phone line. As far as a telephone entry panel, we do offer the 4LVTEP. That's a 4-pair device that will actually give you protection for 5 volt data. It has a 12 volt and a 24 volt pair, as well as a telco protector for that telephone entry panel. And then as far as the off the gate controller, if you're feeding a pedestal or a gooseneck reader, we offer the 4LV-LPCR or the 3LV-LPX. Intrusion surge protection. This is pretty straightforward. To protect your burglar alarm panel, you typically want to protect the 120 volt power and the phone line. You can do the power and the phone line with the standard DTK-1F 31X. That'll protect the 120 volt power as well as the pair of phone lines coming into the Berg panel. And then on the other end, the modular device, 20 kA of surge protection for the remote zone notification or signal loops. On the option 2, you can go with the standard phone line protector that you can utilize on the fire panels as well, the MRJ31X SCPWP for the telco line. And then on the power, then you would go with the DTK-1F, a simple plug-in for 120 volt power. There's a picture of the both devices, the 1F. As you can see on the top, they both have LED diagnostics. One green, one red. They'll always be lit when utilized. Self-restoring, self-resetting, of course. The 1F 31X down below with the telco pair located at the bottom of the unit, all surge protected through the receptacle ground. And it also does have a retaining screw, if you will, that will prevent any removal of the device or the device being knocked out. So it stays tightly secure at the receptacle. Our AC power surge protection line, that right there is our Zeus line. We offer it in 3 surge current applications, 15, 100, and 200. Typically we size higher according to the amp load of your service. It's a UL 1449 4th edition unit. All of them are a Type 1 line side device. So we do offer them in all voltage configuration, whether it's a single phase, 3-phase wide, 3-phase delta, and also we offer a highlight device in each one of them. They're all NEMA 4X weather resistant with LED. The D200 comes not with just 1 LED, but 3, 1 for each phase, with a ground status indicator, dry contacts, and audible alarm. On the D50 and D100, it's a single LED, but it references all legs. So if you lose a phase, the light goes out. Time to replace. Our D50CM is a Type 1 device, 12240 volt parallel protector. Typically it's Type 1, and so we reference this at the meter can. It's perfect for residential applications with 12240 volt. It's a NEMA 4X enclosure with diagnostic. It's 50 kA surge protection per phase as well as per mode. The DTK-120/240CM+ is a UL 1449 4th edition Type 1 device as well for 12240 single phase. It's in a NEMA 4X enclosure with LED diagnostics. This does also have 50 kA of surge current per phase, 25 kA per mode. This is a perfect device for HVAC equipment fed from a disconnect, like an HVAC condenser. We do highly recommend that for external HVAC equipment, as well as pool pumps or well pumps. The DTK-240/480CM+, also featured on the same data sheet as the 12240CM+, is a UL 1449 4th edition Type 1. It is a split phase 240/480, typically lighting panels. Perfect for lighting panels. That's basically why we did create it, but it will protect on any split phase 240/480 application. NEMA 4X enclosure, 50 kA with diagnostic. And then we offer the CMXPLUS Series. This is a 3-phase device, also UL 1449 4th edition, Type 1. It's a we offer it in a 240, which will also protect a 208 or a 277 volt single phase application, as well as 480 and a 600 3-phase. NEMA 4X, 75 kA max surge current rating on these. One device that is not offered here in our webinar is a DTK-240HW. This is a single-phase device with 1 hot, neutral, and ground for protection for 240 volt circuits from line to ground. So it's a big mover for international applications for those countries that utilize 240 instead of 120/240. The DTK-DL Series is a series device. It is 30 amp rated. It's a light pole protector. It's completely encapsulated. We offer it in basically 5 different voltage configurations ranging from 120 to 480. It's in a waterproof enclosure. It's got that very large number 6 gauge ground wire. So it's there to protect for parking lot lighting, street light, highway lighting. It's to provide protection for the ballast or the LED driver. We've talked about the ARMS AC12. It's a 12 outlets, 1U rack mountable AC protector, UL listed. 15 amp, 120 volt, 12 outlets on this with diagnostics. Another simple plug-in here we offer is a 7VS. It's also 1449 listed, 36,000 max surge current capability. This has a load status for current draw on there. As you can see, the different colors. The green is safe, orange is a warning light, a red gives you the maximum level of current, and then the red light will start flashing if it is overloaded. Then we offer a straight plug-in for 3 outlet. It's a 3VWM USB. This has 2 USB charging ports on there. So it's a direct plug-in. Also, it's got the same LED color lights for the different load status levels. We do have a web portal which you can register at www.DITEKSurgeProtection.com. All you have to do is put your name and your email in there. This will give you the provisions to unlock data sheets, give you engineering design files, A&E specs, CAD drawings available as a PDF or drawing, and also technical white papers as well as application diagrams. This, for instance, would be one of the diagram drawings that we would feature on the portal. And as you can see, it's in quite good detail to show you the protection that we spoke about earlier. And with that drawing, you can get the surge protection notes. So not only do we provide the drawing, but we offer critical notes as well and keynotes. And then we have a fire alarm, basically a design drawing as well to show you the fire alarm that we spoke about earlier in detail. And basically that would conclude our webinar. That's our contact information, our website, of course, our DITEK sales team. We do finance here, engineering, so everything is self-contained in our facility. We do an online chat service, and typically that'll be me, and also the 24/7 technical support at the 188 number, and you'll most likely reach me at that as well. That's basically it, I can't hear you, so I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, you can state them now.
Okay.
Yes.
In the chat there, you can use the chat to write your questions if you have.
Yeah, I think we do have a let's see, a chat here. You can write your chat in there. Do you see that?
Where?
On the screen. Does it show you that, or if you can't see that, then you can, if you want to do verbal questions, since I can hear you, is there any questions that any individual might have?
No, there is no questions.
Okay. If you do, you can always contact me at my email. I can give you that right now if you'd like.
Yes, you can tell him.
Okay. My email to contact me is, my first name is Craig, so it's C-R-A-I-G, and it's .Whitehouse, just like Casablanca, W-H-I-T-E-H-O-U-S-E, at DITEK Corp, DITEKCORP.com. That's okay, no problem. I hope it was very informative to everyone, and like I said, if anybody has any questions, please contact me and I'll reply to it. Thank you.